And now, I would like to invite to the stage a couple which are very inspiring, which travel and discover everything together, see further that we don't see, feel everything that we don't know. They shoot each moment and share the perfect one with their followers. So, ladies and gentlemen, as the last session of INFLOW Travel Summit 2017, I would like to invite Murad and Nataly Osmann to the stage for the last speech.
Welcome.
And hi again.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
Yeah, pleasure to meet you. Oh, I see. You? Okay.
How many times have you ever been to Istanbul? Is it third time?
I think we've been
Three, four
times.
Three, four times.
Four
We're a
times.
huge fan of
Istanbul and
citizens
Turkey as well.
Turkey,
Yeah.
yeah.
Let's hear the real story from you once more, because we all know who are you. We all, most probably, we follow you on Instagram. But all the people really want to know how this happened, how this came this far.
I think a lot of people actually know the story already, but just in case nobody knows what we do, we are the authors of the Follow Me To project. We created this project around 6 years ago.
Around 6, yeah. Our main platform is Instagram now.
Yeah.
It was randomly.
It was
It
our
started,
first trip together to Barcelona, and just out of nowhere. Back then, the Instagram was only evolving, and we've started this project. We've done one photo, another photo, and then actually we're doing this for how
and
long?
around 1 year it was not popular in
Yeah.
Instagram.
And we were doing it, and we're showing it just to our friends, and then only a year and a half later, it just gained the popularity out of nowhere.
You know why?
Well, I know the mechanics why it happened, because one editorial just picked it up, and back then there was there were very few projects on Instagram or any social media that can gain a viral effect. So our project gained popularity by a website called Reddit first initially,
And then the Daily Mail,
picked it up,
the Sun,
and then it just
Hollywood,
started.
Yeah.
And it was funny, we were on top of the news that Pope Benedict just resigned, and this was the first Pope to resign in 600 years, and our news were on top of that. And we were talking to Daily Mail, like, I was emailing them, like, guys, is that, like, you have a lag on your website?
happened?
It's like,
Yeah.
we're above that news. They're like, no, it's true. So we hang there for a week or something.
Whose idea was it? The main, I mean, the idea of
The creative mind, I think, is Nataly always.
No,
so.
it's Murad. It's both of us.
You also, I think, later on started your own account as well. It's also a kind of diversification of what you're doing. Why did you do that? Or, I mean, how do you decide on that? Opening your own account and then you're
You
right.
mean Nataly's account?
Yeah, Nataly, yeah.
We can tell about three of
well,
our accounts.
what we have Murad Osmann account, where we put all the Follow Me To
project,
photos.
yeah, just a Follow Me To photo,
And
yeah.
luckily for my wife, she's the main
Only
person
me
there.
on Murad
I
account,
don't have
yeah.
any personal life. It's just my wife
Come
there.
on. You always
She-
change your
Avatar.
photo.
The only thing that
avatar
she lets me do is to change the avatar picture on top. That's it. And then we opened. Obviously, she had her own account, but then we diversified it into more fashion.
No,
or travel
it's
as
more
well.
about travel and fashion. We try to combine all of this because our project it's more than love, more than travel, more than fashion.
We have all these topics together, which we show on Nataly's account. On my account, Murad Osmann, we show on most of the time Follow Me To photos, and now developing into the video format and sometimes giving sneak peeks on backstage. but we try to keep it clean to the Follow Me photos.
But we have a third account.
Yeah, we on the third account, the Follow Me too. Actually, that's where we show the backstage.
It's
that's
like
where
a
we show the
backstage.
stories.
It's more about people from all over the world. We meet a lot of people, and we have a huge community who follow us. And we're really attention about people who follow us, and we always communicate. We try to meet.
Yeah, we are evolving this Follow Me To account into an editorial in its way, into the movement. So
It's like
we're
a big
trying
social media.
to get back the whole Follow Me To movement, where actually a lot of people are doing that, but there is not a single account that just gathers other people's stories as well. So that's what we're trying to do bit by bit on the Follow Me To account
Yeah.
to become an editorial.
And now we create a YouTube channel. You see the video.
Yeah, the video was a preview. It's going to go live, I think, on Thursday. We call ourselves late 30 years old bloggers, so I mean, it's a new
it's a
step for
different,
us.
yeah.
It's completely different platform, different strategies, and we have one strategy for Instagram, another for YouTube, and
Another from Facebook.
all
yeah.
these accounts they have
It's
different.
all different, but we
strategies.
know how it's work, and we try to do our best. And now we really focus on the video and photo as well.
Yes. We see just one photograph on the Instagram page, but I'm sure that there is a long story behind that photograph, probably. We just see the photograph, but there are colors, there are costumes, there are ideas. How a Follow Me To photograph is created?
It's not so easy how people think.
Because
we're not going to spa or relaxing every time when we travel.
Yeah, on some Indian photos, if you look, you can see that actually those outfits, they're bridal outfits, so they're really difficult to put them on as well and to stylize them. And you can see on the pictures everything is nice. There are almost no people, and there's like thousands of people behind us shouting like, "Get away from the frame!"
Yeah.
Like we're blocking the view, or the taxi drivers or the police shouting at us. So it's on the edge. On the picture, you
we're
see
going on a horse.
on the picture
mountain.
everything is nice and clear, but the behind one is like sometimes it can be a nightmare.
Last year we created our own TV program on our first Russian channel. It's all about how we create the photo.
Yeah, all the stories that lead to the photo. That's how we transverse the photo project into the TV format and tested it out.
Is there any photograph or story that you remember mostly, or the one that you like the most between the photographs until now?
We have several. I think Nataly, was your
favorite photo?
no, the most like. There's a story behind the photo.
The one that you most like, never forget.
We don't have a picture yet. It's from Los Angeles.
Los Angeles?
Yeah, Los Angeles with the Hollywood sign when Nataly's in the helicopter.
It was a surprise for me because we are flying without the door.
Yeah, when we arrived to the heliport, I said, "Surprise!" There were no doors on the helicopter. Like,
It
so
was interesting,
Nataly
yeah.
had to lean outside of the helicopter, and we took that shot. And I was leaning as well. And there's only a thing. We don't advise it to anyone to repeat that, by the way. Like, don't do that. We're against that. But we were perfectly safe because Nataly had a strap, one thin strap, but she had it, so that was good. And it was connected with the cellar tape.
But the most funny story is about a Holi festival in India.
Yeah, when we were shooting the TV show, when we arrived, the Holi Festival happens 23rd, 24th of March, somewhere those
on
days.
a different part of India. Yeah.
And when we arrived to India for the show, we arrived to Varanasi. There's a city called Varanasi there. And there, script-wise, it's supposed to be the last location, so we couldn't get dirty with the paint before, so we had to wait till the actual celebration will start. So when we arrived to the city, there are a lot of people are throwing paint at each other. This is the festival of throwing paint, and when we're there, we're hiding from everyone. We're going to the hotel and waiting for the whole day because we know that tomorrow is going to be the grand festival. Everyone, the whole city is going to explode. And we're sitting at the dinner and asking locals, okay, so where tomorrow? Where's the best place to shoot? And they're like, no, it was today. You guys are done. You finished. So we travel for the
We're especially going for this festival,
especially this festival.
And for not for shooting, for video. It's at the first Russian channel.
There's a whole crew there, and what we did, we actually asked
We create our own
50
Holy
Indians
Festival.
to participate in this ceremony the day after when they're already done. But we were really lucky because all the tourists that we saw the day after, the people on the streets when they throw paint, this is actually the cheapest one, so it's gonna stay on you for 2 months. We
1
bought
month
the
maybe.
bit more expensive one, so we washed it out. So we were lucky.
You also started working with directly brands. You own a product and you own an idea. I guess that most of the brands will come to you and request to shoot a follow me to photograph for them.
Yeah,
what-
we have a lot of.
A lot of people don't realize that the project has evolved drastically from just being a photo, because what we do, we call ourselves as content creators, and what we offer to brands and the strategy that we go with is offering them marketing solutions rather than offering just one photo or just a video or just, I don't know, one-off
360
project.
campaign.
It's a 360
yeah.
campaign that we always offer to the brands, and 90% of the time we reject the singular offers that come just to upload a picture in any location. So when a brand comes to us, and we had recent collaborations like that, when people want just to shoot us as faces of the campaign, we digest the information, we use our creative team and come back with an idea of how we can transverse it into 360 so that we can produce and create our own video, photos, events, and put
communicate with the social between the
communicate with
social media.
between
It's really
all
important.
our networks, because a lot of people say that they use the cross media, but actually the cross media is a really difficult term because each media has its own audience, and you can't just post one picture and link it to YouTube, for example.
And do the same,
every
yeah.
media, every audience needs their own content, and they don't want to be jumping around the platforms. So we analyze that using our audience and come to the brand with a solid product, saying that we know how to use we know how to use your brand within our media, and then lead from the beginning to the end.
I think the video is one part of this whole concept approach, as I guess. The YouTube video you prepare for Myanmar, you like working like an agency, a digital creative agency actually for brands, right?
This, because when the brands come to us, a lot of Instagrammers, for example, a lot of people, they just produce content to the brand. And as I've said, we offer them marketing. So within ourselves, in a way, you can call us a new age agency as well, because we have creative team that can analyze what the brand values are according to the brand book, and we come back with the idea of using our brand, our Follow Me To project within this brand, exactly this one. So we don't use the generic approach here.
How many people are working for your team right now?
12, 15, it depends, because some
Because
people
we
are
have
permanent
some
basis, some people we just
production
take.
team. It's like a operator.
With production team,
Yeah.
obviously it can be big, depending on production, it can be small, but we try to bring smaller teams to be mobile, because otherwise it's just going to become a huge production.
Now, thinking about destinations, I asked these questions to most of the influencers today. What was your favorite destinations until now? I know that you were in Cuba lately,
Yeah, we just
Right.
came
We
back
just
in
came
January.
back, yeah.
Which one is the most favorite destinations of you in general?
All the destinations have something, but I mean, obviously there are ones that we come back all the time. Nataly's favorite, I think, is India.
India for me it's the best
India?
destination, but a lot of destination where we never been.
Yeah,
And
there's
we
a
have a lot of plans,
secret
yeah.
bucket list that we have, and that we it's impossible to tick it, because I mean, people think that all we do is travel, but actually most of the time we actually work. And if we traveled for the most of the time, maybe we managed to cover them all. But destinations, I don't know. Like we just recently dreamt of coming to Cappadocia, but the project has moved. So
We've never been in Cappadocia
in summer we
yet.
might come back to Cappadocia. You can see we have an obsession with balloons from the Myanmar.
So in the beginning, you were taking the pictures and you were all the time in the pictures. When people recognize you on the streets, is there any funny stories that you have about this? Because we always see you in the pictures, but again, it's actually, you are taking the whole pictures and the account is your name. There are two different people actually, but there's one end product, we say, or picture. It's also another good example of partnership and collaboration of two persons as an influencer as well. Do you have, I mean, how, when your popularity gained in those days, was there any like funny stories that you remember from those days?
Um, Funny stories about, well, I mean, obviously for us it was unexpected. Back then when when this whole boom started, I was shooting a commercial campaign in Israel, I think, back that time, and Nataly was in Moscow, so it came out of nowhere. I mean, in terms of the funny stories, you can say that I've studied in England for 6-7 years, and I applied for London College of Fashion, and they rejected me and said, like, because my education is civil engineer, which is completely different from what I do now. So if there's any civil engineer there and watching this, just do what you want. And after they rejected me, in a year or two after the project gained popularity, they had lections there about our project. So I mean, you can call it funny that it all comes back in a circle. So
You forgot to tell that Murad have his own production company in Moscow. It's a huge. They have Cannes Lions, for example.
yeah, this like when people think that we do this project and this is the only thing we do, now we actually work 24/7. And my main job is being a producer. We produce commercials, music videos, feature films. And as Nataly said, we had like the Cannes Lions and the Film Lions, not the film, but the Cannes Film Festival, we participated as well there.
Is there any future destinations that we are right now considering to go to? Or
Future?
any, where is your next destinations to bring the Follow Me To project?
As I've said, we have this secret bucket list that we wanna go to, and it's definitely Cappadocia, Iceland, Bolivia, the Salt Lake. There's
Bolivia,
a mirror, like you go there,
Peru.
and Peru as well with Machu Picchu. Australia,
A lot of
Norway. Even across Europe, we haven't been to many places, which it seemed that we were. So.
There is also one thing in your story and also the pictures and videos which is taking a lot of attention, and it is the romance, as we see. As I know, I remember seeing a photograph that you're offering a ring, proposing to Nataly, right?
Yeah.
At the same time, you are working professionally. It's a professional job. There's an idea, concept that you own, but at the same time, you live your own life. How these two are connected together?
You mean like own life and the project together?
No, I mean, you expressed romance in your videos, for instance, in your photos. This is important because most of the influencers today said that when an influencer put herself or himself into the idea, the idea inside, the picture or the content will be better. That's why I'm asking this to you. How this helped to you to shape a better content, to create a better content, being together, being married, and then later on, how this helped you to shape and create a better content? Because when we look at your content, when we look at your videos, photos, we feel it as the audience.
Well, I can say that the project evolved. When I think that when this project started, we were dating with Nataly for half a year. She says that we haven't. So I mean, our relationship evolved from the beginning of the project, and then we got married, and then we're still it helps it builds it up.
But the project, it's not about me and Murad. The project, it's about love, about culture, about history, about travel, about respect other people. And I think it's help to feel the audience, our project.
Yeah, because we have it in us.
We have a message. It's main reason.
And then because if you're true with your audience and if the feelings are true, it's gonna transfer to the pictures. Obviously, if you're faking it, and if it was anyone else, or I don't know, if a lot of people ask us, and we had this one funny story at the event when we had an event in India, and there was actually our followers came and some brands came and one of the editorial teams, and it was specific our event, and this person
With
comes
her
to,
exhibition.
yeah, it was an exhibition. So this person comes to me and Nataly and it tells me like, aren't all these models jealous that you're always changing them? And I was like, it's actually my
It's
wife
so
all the
funny.
time. So yeah, because it's a true thing, it always, I think that's the reason why it worked as well, partially.
You're also inviting people to use the concept. You are creating contests about it as well. How this is happening? How this also benefit to this movement? Because I mean, when we search on Instagram, we will see that there are thousands of people who are trying to use the same concept.
This is actually, we recently tried to do the first contest ever. We haven't done something like that before, and this is our way of bringing back the community and bringing it together. So with the contest that we shared, when we spurred people to actually do these photos, to do it more and create your own ideas and do the funny ones.
We inspire people to travel.
We first of all wanted to inspire people to actually move outside of their homes, and it doesn't have to be like all the amazing, beautiful destinations across the world. You can just go outside and do the photos.
Yeah.
And we got a lot of amazing content of people sharing it and funny ones during this contest that we created. So the winners will join us in one of the following 2 trips this summer.
My last question: did you ever try to or think to try the vice versa? That
What?
you are in front of the camera, holding Nataly's
vice
hand,
versa.
and you are shooting the picture.
Чтобы они поменяться сторонами.
Maybe sometimes,
Did you ever
but
think of
I
that?
think
Murad have
she's-
to go to gym.
Yeah, I think
first
she's
of
more
all.
beautiful. Like, no. I would leave it as it is. Otherwise, the people will unsubscribe.
Okay, so thank you so much for coming
Thanks.
here, for being here. It's a great pleasure for you to host you here today. Now we actually came to the end of the whole conference today with this session. So thank you so much again
Thanks.
for coming.
Thanks everyone for joining.
She said, ooh, ooh.